Two ball clubs played last Tuesday down in Daytona Beach, and Embry-Riddle came away with a sweep. They defeated the Bulldogs by scores of 6-3 and 5-4. This past weekend in the Mid-South Conference, the Bulldogs dropped 2 of 3 to St. Catherine's. They lost game 1 by a score of 7-4, came back and won game 2 by a score of 11-7, and then dropped game 3 of that series 7-4. Also, this past weekend around the conference, Lindsey Wilson took 2 of 3 from Bluefield. Georgetown took 2 of 3 from Shawnee. Campbellsville took 2 of 3 from the Cumberlands, and Pikeville took 2 of 3 from Rio. Currently, where the Mid-South Conference is concerned, Georgetown and Shawnee atop the board, 6-3 record. Bluefield, Pikeville, Campbellsville, and St. Catherine's are all 5-4 in the conference. Your Bulldogs and Lindsey Wilson 4-5 in the conference. Rio Grande's 3-6, and the Cumberlands 2-7. Tommy?
Little coolish day at the ballpark, a far cry from what Cumberland and Embry-Riddle ran into a week ago when they were playing down at sunny Daytona Beach, but certainly a little more calm because it isn't bike week here in Lebanon like it was down in Florida. Cumberland today playing in temperatures that are hovering right around 38, 39 degrees as I try to read this Droid phone. The tarp was on. It's dry except for a couple of places over near third base, and we expect to have a good day to play baseball here at the ballpark. Come on out. Lots of action for you at Stockton Field on the campus of Cumberland University. You're listening to Cumberland University Baseball on WCOR AM 1490 and around the world on the internet at GoCumberlandAthletics.com. We'll be back with 2 minutes with the Woody Hunt pregame show.
2006, the Music City Star is Middle Tennessee's only passenger rail service. With stops in Lebanon, Martha, and now Juliet, the Music City Star can get you to work in the mornings and home in the afternoons without the stress. The train also has an evening trip on Fridays for those who want to enjoy downtown Nashville's restaurants and entertainment venues. For ticket and schedule information, visit musiccitystar.org or call 862-5950. The Music City Star. There is no traffic on the train.
Got a sports team? Need team apparel? Southeast Impressions is the place to go. Southeast Impressions can put your team logo on t-shirts, jerseys, hats, jackets, gear bags, or just about anything you want. Don't have a logo? Southeast Impressions has an in-house artist who can help you design a custom logo. From start to finish, Southeast Impressions can help your team get the look they want. Southeast Impressions, Bay Court in Lebanon, or call 443-4700.
As a business owner, you are offered an overwhelming array of sign and graphic options in today's marketplace. I'm Rick Stewart, owner of Signs Now in Lebanon. As a local business owner, I'll give you the personal attention you expect from a neighbor, as well as the resources to produce sign and graphic projects of any scope. And we'll stand behind everything we do. Come by Signs Now at 1031A West Main in Lebanon, or give us a call at 444-9770 for the personal attention you deserve and the professional service you expect.
Service the hometown way. That's THW Insurance. Because THW is an independent agent, you can select from several highly rated insurance companies offering competitive rates and excellent service to best suit your needs. For home, auto, life, health, long-term care, business, employer, and identity theft insurance, ask THW. THW Insurance Services, 321 West Main in Lebanon, or call 443-3849. For an online quote, visit thwins.com.
Woody, you talked over the weekend about your baseball team being on fumes. How is the state of the squad today?
Well, I think we're in pretty good spirits today. We had a day off yesterday. Of course, the rain's here, but this team wants to win. I know the heart's right, and we're just not playing very well, but we can play well, and I think you'll see our team eventually play well. And we're just trying to get through some tough times right now. We've got some guys hurt. The big event for the whole weekend was when Gomez went down with an injury the first 2 innings. So we had to use 2 starting pitchers in one day, and that put somebody else to start Saturday, and he was on 3 days rest, and he's never thrown. Clint hasn't, and I think he was affected by that, and we were affected by our bullpen, who we could bring in, and everything we did was affected by Gomez's injury. and it affected us mentally also. So, but the guys fought hard. We didn't play well the second game yesterday or Saturday, but you know, we're still in the race, and it's a long way to go. I think this conference is going to beat up on each other, and it's going to be who's going to play well at the end.
You have laid out a pretty competitive schedule for this baseball team.
Well, we have, and you know, I like to do that, but we may have overdone it just a little bit with all the travel we've had to do. It's really, really tough when you travel all night to get back home, and then you got one day to rest, and you got to get up the next morning and go again. And I think we may have done it too much, but we have a spring break on a certain week, and we so happened that we wanted to go down to Daytona and get some good experiences, and we did. And we had an away conference game, which is not good to put those two travel things back to back.
Gomez took a line drive in the back of the leg. What's his status?
Well, he is day-to-day. I just hope he can throw this weekend. You know, his whole leg went numb. He could hardly walk, and so he's limping around today. I don't know what his status is today, but he's going to be sore. I would say questionable for the weekend, but we hope so. You know, we just don't know.
Well, if there's a positive, is that you feel like Monroe is a guy who can step in there and give you some quality innings as a starter.
Well, Monroe was the guy that we have to get to the weekend. We know that now, and you know, he's got a good breaking ball. He's done very well. You know, he was pitching on fumes the other day too. You know, giving it everything he had every inning, and we were asking after every inning, "How are you?" And he said, "I can go. I'm hurting, but I can go." And he just got it out, made some quality pitches for us, and helped us win that. We had to really hang on to win, and so we had our whole pitching staff was just struggling with maybe overwork and not enough time for recovery, and that's what you get. You play a lot of games in a row, and we have to be able to use our staff smartly this week because we got a big weekend coming up. But if Gomez is not healthy, then we have to regroup and see what we got to do this weekend.
This would be a great time for somebody out of that bullpen to step up, take the ball, and go out there and give you some quality innings.
Well, Stevie Smith's going to start today, and Stevie's got good stuff. He's struggled out of the bullpen. I want to see him start, and I told Kevin 2 or 3 weeks ago, we've got to get this guy started. I think he's got starter stuff, and I think that he can do well as a starter. He's never done it in a while because he's always been in the bullpen, and I think that's hurt his development. And I like to start guys out of the bullpen, so we may have to do it in the tournament time, just like we did with Underhill. And I think we've become too specialized in college baseball, and sometimes you can't do that. You know, you just got to pitch sometimes who's got the most rest, you know. And so we're going to start Stevie today and see what happens, and I'm really hoping he'll get a good outing.
When you talk about a guy out of the bullpen maybe not reaching his full development, it's because you send him out there for an inning or two, and that's all he's going to get. And sometimes a guy gets into the third or the fourth, and he's really rocking along pretty good.
Yeah, well, that's right. And you can't hardly, in a short relief, you can't get the rhythm that you need. You got to come in there and throw your best you got for a couple innings or one inning, and sometimes it takes the mentality of a pitcher to get through those 1 or 2 innings. And you know, when you do that every year you play, you know, I think it really takes away from the development of pitchers. And you know, you have shorter bullpens and that type of thing, and they just don't have the time to develop like they should. So I'm looking forward to see how Stevie will do in the starting role.
Woody, we'll talk to you in the postgame.
Okay, thank you.
We'll be back with more on the Cumberland pregame show after this 2-minute commercial break.
Did you know Coca-Cola has a secret formula full of secret ingredients? So you've got a giant sandwich